that time, he determined probably Mr. Alexander turned towards him. He yelled for him to stop. Mr. Alexander then jumped into the vehicle and fled the scene. So we then began to pursue the U-Haul truck with Mr. Alexander at a low speed. At one point on Center Road, he did utilize the U-Haul truck to strike the side of one of our cruisers, causing some damage to it. The U-Haul truck then made its way, continued eastbound on Center Road, and got on Interstate 71 south. Just prior to hitting the entrance ramp, we were able to utilize tire deflation devices, also known as spike strips, to damage one of the front tires to the U-Haul truck. That slowed the chase down significantly even more. We then continued to chase the U-Haul truck southbound on 71 and attempt to stop it. During the course of the pursuit, Mr. Alexander placed a call to our dispatch center, threatening that he would shoot his daughter and himself. He wanted officers to back off and stop pursuing him. So we continued the pursuit with the U-Haul truck down to 71 and Route 18. At that point, the U-Haul truck pulled into a address off of East Point Drive in Medina Township. The U-Haul truck then was facing away from officers, and at some point, as our officers attempted to get closer to the vehicle, there were some shots fired at officers. Officers then retreated, and as at that time, we called in for additional resources. So that was our involvement.
Thank you, Chief. As Chief said, that it did stop there on East Point. Multiple agencies were called in to help us with extra resources. Extensive efforts were made in negotiations with the suspect to try to have a safe ending to the situation. After multiple threats to his daughter, a member of the Ohio State Highway Patrol Special Response Team did neutralize the threat. And I will say this, that decision is never made easy. It's a difficult situation for that trooper, but that act alone, right then, saved this little girl. There's no doubt in my mind. As we hear some of the 911 tapes, I mean, I will tell you this, they're very emotional to listen to, but I think when you hear them, you will understand the significance of the situation. After the situation was neutralized, the 7-year-old was recovered, was removed from the vehicle by law enforcement and safely removed and to have a reunification with her mom at the Medina County Sheriff's Office. So what we're going to do now is play some of the 911 tape. Again, I know we've received multiple requests to have this released. This is a combination of all 3 dispatch centers, so we will release this in full, but this is, I believe, about 3 minutes in length, and this is a compilation of multiple locations.
This is Charles Alexander. I'm with Oakland. I'm going to stop this car. I need the police to not come up. Do you know who I am?
Yes, sir. Where are you at right now?
I'm getting off the exit, 18 Akron Medina. I need them to not approach this car. Tell them I am going to off us both if they don't back off. Stand back. Stay back. I will shoot us both. Stay back. Stay back.
You tell him that I'm here.
I want to talk to her mother.
Don't answer at me.
Oh my God, her voice.
She's still there?
Yeah.
And she's still there. Everybody, you're keeping her safe, right?
Oh, the poor baby girl.
For now.
Listen, just 1 second. Hold on. I am trying to help.
How do you know you're going to heaven?
We'll both go.
What?
We'll both go.
I'm going to heaven?
Yeah, babe.
How do you know?
If you're a good person.
I don't want to go to heaven
I
today.
didn't want it to happen either. I just want to talk to you.
Stay here. Stay on the line. We don't need to do anything yet. We don't need to make any decisions yet. Just stay on the line. We don't need to make any decisions, okay? I know you love your daughter. I know you do. And you don't want to hurt her, and you didn't want it to be like this. I know. But let's not do anything that we can't undo, okay?
Not letting me go to heaven.
No, I love you. I love you so much.
Just hold on one sec. Just bear with me. We want to get her help. I know. No, it's not too late. It's not too late.
It's too late. I've tried for 2 years. I would give her a chance to say bye to her mother.
I know, but hold on. Wait a second. No, that's not. No. Listen to me. Take a breath. Take a breath.
Heaven today?
Yes, Mom.
No.
Is Jonathan going to heaven today?
If you're listening, Ashley, you should have called me.
Am I going to heaven today? I don't want to go to heaven today. No matter what, I'm going to heaven today. I don't want to.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to go.
Hold on a second. Hey, hold on. We're still here. We have options. We have options.
But you're not going to let me go to heaven today. So I'm not going to die.
You're getting an officer to talk to you that's there, that you could talk to, that's not going to approach you.
I don't want to talk to anyone.
Just keep talking to her. You don't want her to be scared. You don't want to hurt her. I know you don't want to hurt her. I know that this is about the courts and it being unfair. And let's not do anything that is going to make it even more unfair to her, because you love her. I know you do. You wouldn't be doing this if you didn't. You don't go through this if you don't. So let's not do anything that we can't fix, okay?
Okay. Your games are over.
Can you hear me?
Again, that's just a compilation of 3 different phone calls, and I think we can all hear that emotion in the 7-year-old. I mean, that's tears at you. This next video is, again, just, I don't even know. I think it's about 3 minutes long or 2 minutes long of just some of the footage of the pursuit and then the encounter at the Arby's.
Oh my gosh, she's trying to get out. Is he shielding himself with her body? You stop it. Oh gosh. Wow. Possibly because he had a weapon,
I'd like to note,
and if he wouldn't
your
put it
shots
down.
fired, there was those shots were directed towards law enforcement.
Okay, because he
You may have
shot.
noticed at one point the
at
the door
them.
opens and it's closed. Obviously, we don't know who closed it. That is where the little girl was sitting, was on the passenger side. The other thing, and maybe you've heard it, the dispatch centers, all three of them, to the stress that goes into these types of phone calls. I mean, they all did just a tremendous job and were true professionals and were heroic. Part of our release last night, we said that all the officers were physically okay, and along with the 7-year-old, which is a blessing. But I also think it's imperative, I think we all know this, that there's no doubt this has an emotional toll on the family and the 7-year-old.
And
So that's why when we
psychological.
started the press conference, we said our thoughts and prayers are to the family.
Mhm.
Because this is, although the situation was over last night, this is basically a beginning of a new chapter for that little girl and the officers that were involved. I just can't stress enough that decision by the trooper, the courage, the professionalism. None of us, no one up here, no one in this room ever wants to be in that position. But his decision, without a doubt, saved that little girl. And I can't thank him enough, just on behalf of a parent. I don't even know the family, but just a parent to take that. So LT, you should be proud. The other thing, I know he won't want me to say this, but Chief Minnick was on the phone with this individual for 10 minutes himself, trying to negotiate a safe ending. And he did a fantastic job, and again, should be commended for all of his efforts. So with that, we'll take some questions. I'm just going to let you know right now, we're not going to name the member or provide the name of the trooper. We're not doing that. The BCI is handling that aspect of the investigation, but there's some other specific question we can answer. We'll certainly try to. If we can't, we'll let you know that and try to get you the information.
Sorry, it's hard to tell from the video.
Sure.
Were they trying to buy enough time so that a trooper could get in the right position to fire the shot? Where was the shot fired?
I won't get into the specifics on where the shot was fired. At that time, resources were coming from outside the county, within the county. I think it wasn't to get time to do that. It was just the chief and other people were just trying to have a safe ending.
And the child was in the car when
That is true. And that's the other, it's tough to see on that video, but at least one point, the child was on his lap. And I will also say this, based on our deputy who was operating the drone, at one point, the suspect puts the gun to the child.
It's incredibly tough. And that's, how difficult is it, this decision to know when?
Yeah, you know what? I can't give you a specific answer for that because it's extremely difficult, right? These are split seconds decisions, and he had that split second and knew what the right thing was to do. Again, he's also dealing with it too, you know. So it's a tough for him as well.
Based off that phone call, it didn't seem like there was any chance he was going to walk away with either himself or his daughter alive. How do you think the dispatch bought enough time to where this girl was safe because of that, allowing time to maybe make them reconsider or just buy enough time so that they could do what they needed to do?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. They, along with the other members and the trooper, are the reason this has the ending that it does. I understand he's deceased, but the 7-year-old's still alive. And to hear this, and this was only 3 minutes of audio, and to hear the entire audio of all 3 dispatch centers of what they went through, they did an absolutely tremendous job. Tremendous.
Sheriff, why was he here in Northeast Ohio?
We believe that there's an address up in Cuyahoga County that it was thought that he was headed to. Members of the Marshals Task Force were aware of that and were looking in that area as well.
And was the trooper who shot him, was he a sniper?
I don't know that. I believe so, but I don't want to confirm it without knowing.
Did he have a hideout, a safe house, an accomplice in Cuyahoga County?
No, he didn't have an accomplice. It was thought that he had another area he was staying. And maybe I failed to say at this, in Fairlawn, he did have a hotel that was registered in his name. Obviously, he wasn't there, so we don't know if that was his destination in mind or if there was another location in Cuyahoga County.
Do we have any idea if this was premeditated from the standpoint of like he had planned, there's a stolen U-Haul involved, it seems like? Do we know if that was potentially his getaway? What was the plan?
Yeah, I don't know about the U-Haul. I do know that he did call Jefferson County Sheriff's Office last week and express some frustration, and the sheriff did a fantastic job, you know, trying to walk him through the proper steps, I guess I should say. And it's also was brought to our attention that there is a history of mental illness too with this individual.
Can you go over the beginning again and kind of went past it? Who picked up this little girl from school and whose house was she in?
So the suspect initially tried to go to the school in Jefferson County to pick her up. The school was aware that he did not have custody, made a phone call, at which point the grandmother came and picked up the little girl and took her to her house. The suspect then left the school and went to the grandmother's house and forcibly abducted her. And during that encounter, as I said, with his F-150, struck another female with minor injuries, and that's when he fled north.
And looking at this timeline here, why did it take so long to have the ambulance pushed out? Is it normal for that timeline?
Yeah, I don't know. Jefferson County was working this actively from the beginning, and I do know that it was the Amber Alert in certain areas was issued earlier than other areas, so I don't know why.
And then just looking at social media posts as well, I don't know if you're able to share this or not. Is the little girl 7? It was today. It was yesterday's birthday. We were seeing some things on social media that might have been a cause to some of this
Sure.
speculation.
Yep, she is 7, and yesterday was her birthday.
She's 27 yesterday.
Good question. I just know yesterday was her birthday, and I was told she was 7.
Okay.
There's video out there on Facebook, allegedly from his Facebook page. Are you guys aware of that? Are you investigating that? And
Yes.
then the other thing is, you talk about the communication. Well, we know how dangerous these are, domestic cases in any situation. Why do you think you guys were successful in doing what you were able to do, especially with so many different counties and agencies involved?
We met before we came in here, and the reason this was successful is the collaboration, the relationships that we all have with each other, and relationships matter. And that was truly the reason. We all know each other. We work with each other. And when you're on a scene, you have that camaraderie and friendship. So it goes a lot.
And you guys are aware of that Facebook post?
We are. Our detective bureau's looking into that as well. Any other questions?
So when it comes to the drone point of view, how did you guys, benefit from that? That the view that I've never seen before, police department have.
Sure. The drones in Medina County are very prevalent, and that was able to provide real-time information to our team on the ground. That was relayed through the dispatch center, and it was, I can't even put words into how effective it was, because you could actually see the images, right? You knew what was happening. And the other thing is the Ohio State Highway Patrol also had their helicopter above too, which was very helpful.
Was mom have custody of the little girl? Did grandma?
Mom did.
Mom did. Do you know how long there had been some sort of a custody battle there?
Yeah, I don't know that answer. Sorry.
Sheriff, you said at the beginning the trooper was from a unit with OHP. What was the name of that?
The Special Response Team,
And what is that made up of?
I honestly don't know. I don't want to speak for them.
Highly trained personnel in a specific area of tactical detail.
Any other questions? All right, we appreciate you attending this. Again, it's a credit to all these individuals in here. So thank you all. If anybody has other questions, I'm sure people will be happy to answer them at the end. Thank you.
So that wraps up a very difficult press conference to hear as far as actually what we heard. You could hear multiple times in the 911, the video that they played, you could hear the 7-year-old daughter saying, I don't want to go to heaven. Do I have to go to heaven? I'm not going to die. This is a 7-year-old in that U-Haul fearing for her life. Officers also saying that at one point there was a gun put to her head by her father. An awful situation. Came to as good of a resolution as potentially could ever take place in this. But the quotes that I wrote down there are tough. I mean, that is really tough to hear. I'm very glad that we did give the warning prior to that. to warn people of potentially what you could hear. At one point, you hear him on the 911 call with dispatchers. You hear Charles Alexander saying, "Tell them I will off both of us if they do not back off." You then hear his daughter tell him to please stop, to which the dispatcher asks if he is keeping his daughter safe, and he says, "I am for now." And that's when you start to hear the daughter ask if she's going to be going to heaven. Then in the body cam or the dash cam that we saw there, you could see video of Alexander pointing a gun at, whether it's a drone, helicopter, somebody. And then ultimately we learned that a member of the tactical unit ended up shooting and killing Alexander. The decision was made in order to save the 7-year-old girl.
Wow.
It was her birthday. That is a day that she will never be able to forget. A day that went from starting her day off and going to school for her birthday to being an absolute horror for her and the family. We also do now have it confirmed that there was an attempt made by Alexander to pick his daughter up from school. Now, he's not allowed to. He is listed as a non-custodial parent, so the school would not let him get his daughter. The school then, it seems, notified
those that do have the rights to her, the custodial rights to her. And if I were to take a shot in the dark, it would be that he probably wanted to spend part of the day with his daughter for her birthday. And that's likely what triggered last night's events to get so out of control. Now, they still said that he does suffer from mental illness outside of just yesterday's events, and that there was a call last week as well from him that he was upset. So it kind of seems like stuff has been brewing. I have longer footage for you to show you of the chase. It's not the end portion. The first time they showed that was just now in the press conference of inside the cab. And so you will not have to see that part again. Assuming you don't want to. I don't want to. That was really hard to see. But I will also show you this as well. This is just what he looked like, because I don't know that I don't recall seeing them put up a photo. But that is the father. I'm not sharing photos of her. There is still one of her on my community post right now. Within 24-ish hours, I'll take it down. Because she is a survivor, and I don't like keeping minors' photos up. So that'll be coming down, but that she is over on there if you want to see her. And then this is what had been put out from the sheriffs earlier today. And it was just a rundown of last night, approximately 8 p.m. Brunswick Division Police located Amber Alert subject in their city. Amber Alert indicated the non-custodial subject of interest had his 7-year-old daughter with him. Brunswick Division of Police initiated a traffic stop on the suspect vehicle, which failed to stop. I'm going to pause real quick. Initially, he was in a truck, and they later mentioned that it had damage done to it. Now you put the pieces together, and they mentioned how he did hit a person. They didn't say who exactly, but he hit with his vehicle, causing minor injuries to the individual. And it was somebody from the mother's or the grandmother's home there when he was trying to take his daughter from them. And so as he pulled out, he did end up hitting them. And so that would make sense why there was damage to the vehicle. And so it just says that they failed to stop when they tried to make the stop on him. Multiple jurisdictions pursued the vehicle southbound on Interstate 71 towards Medina, which you will see in the footage I'm going to show you. There is all the police in surrounding areas came for this one. During the pursuit, stop sticks were deployed, causing the vehicle to be disabled. The vehicle continued southbound, exited on, I don't know what is, I don't know what that is. SR, what is that? I don't know. 18. South Ramp? I don't know what it is. If you guys know, please help me with that. But it's in the Medina Township. A vehicle came to a stop in a business parking lot where law enforcement attempted to negotiate with the armed suspect. And as we saw in the cab, he wasn't coming down to the point you could see where it looked like she tried to get out and the door got pulled back shut. And then when they showed us in the cab, he had her on his lap and the gun right there with both of them. The suspect, Charles Ryan Alexander, communicated with several dispatch centers by telephone. That was while they were traveling. That he was, every time he called 911, he ended up with a different location of their dispatch center. And so multiple of them actually got calls from him saying things kind of like what we heard the little sample 3 minutes of. Yeah, the whole drive though. And multiple gunshots were fired in an officer-involved shooting. He was pronounced dead at the scene by Medina County coroner, which I could imagine just a cherry on top for her. Man. The 7-year-old daughter was safely recovered from the scene, returned to family members without injury. No officer were physically injured during the incident. Agencies on scene include, and it was Medina County Sheriff Office, Medina Township Police Department, Ohio State Highway Patrol, Brunswick Division of Police, Montville Police Department, U.S. Marshals, Medina Fire Department, Cleveland Clinic Life Support Team, Medina County Sheriff Office, and Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation is investigating the incident. Information concerning the investigation should be directed to the captain at Medina County Sheriff Office. So I'll pull that back down and come back over to you guys. I don't know why I only have tap chat on my phone and I don't want to miss any of you. So I'm crying. Okay, I know. Physically okay. Psychologically though, my heart breaks for her. That was quick. I've got to go read some. Because your mama don't get it. Okay. Good luck. Good luck. Thanks for stopping in, B. Do I know how he got her? He ended up going to the home. Her mother had custody of her, and he ended up, after getting picked up from the school, when they wouldn't allow him to leave with her, he ended up going right to the house and then forcibly taking her up into including hitting them, one of them with this truck. He did get shot, yeah. Yeah. So it appears as though they pulled the door open, like just split second, and which is really scary to think. I mean, his daughter was on his lap. But yeah, yep. They just made the decision to shoot him, to stop him. He worked with you? Audacity, oh my goodness. He transferred from a mill that closed. So I was seeing a lot of people say online that he was a really great father, that he loved and adored, and sure, he may have made awful decisions at the end, but that there was no guessing how much he loved his daughter. And I am not going to put fault on him for suffering with mental illness. The statements that would come out of your mouth at that moment, even though those are things she can't unhear ever, ever, ever. She will go the rest of her life hearing those things. You were on Tap Chat? Well, I'm glad I could help someone. I can't help myself on my phone. Hey, Twist. Good to see you. Oh, you guys must be close to each other. Mm. Emotionally, she'll never be okay, right? Exactly. Mm-mm. Her little voice in the background on the phone calls. Oh gosh. Whew. Those are the kind of things I don't unhear either. That her sweet little voice. Hey, how you doing? We're Witch and Leather. You're always switching your name. By the time I come back live again, you've got another one. It's good to see you. Listening while I pack. You're moving. Oh, I hope it's an exciting place that you're moving to. Maybe somewhere warm-ish. Unless you like the cold. Then we could switch spots if that's the case, because I don't. He was maintenance at the mill I worked at. Wow. Audacity. He lost his wife and 2 kids in a house fire before he met her and had his daughter. Oh my goodness. Well, that definitely adds up and makes a lot of sense with what could contribute to mental illness for him. West side of Cleveland. Wow. Your brother and stepfather worked there. Wow, what a small world. Y'all be careful doxing yourself, please. Please, please. Ah. On her birthday, right, Grandma Sherry? But that's why I really think was a contributing factor into, like, why it all came to a head last night. I mean, knowing that he didn't have custodial rights to her, still went to the school and tried to pick her up, but the school did the right thing. Good on them. How many times do we hear of a school district that, just all the cracks that happen throughout a system and where they allowed the child to go and it was a mistake and they weren't supposed to? So they did good by recognizing and calling so that she could get picked up. But he was determined, which is really sad because I do wonder where would his end goal have been, or was it the end goal what ended up happening to him? Maybe not in that scenario, but you know what I mean? Was he hoping to get far enough away with her to have a life somewhere else? It's sad, yeah. Way bigger and better? Good. Oh, good. I love to hear that. Stick to the custody battle and the fact that he lost 2 kids already was too much from what I hear. He was supposed to have her for her birthday. And they didn't let him have her, and it broke him. Oh, wow. 2 kitchens. 2 living rooms. Oh my. Sounds like you're getting it all set up for me to come live with you. I'm kidding. That is heartbreaking. Yeah. Not saying any of it was right, but that's what pushed the whole thing to happen. Thank you for letting us know. Thanks for sharing. That's a lot more detail than I read last night, but I was reading other people that knew him and said that he was a loving father, like through and through, loved nothing more in this world than his daughter. And they said the same thing though, that they don't think that what he did was the right choices and decisions at all by any means, but he definitely loved her. It's amazing, and it's right on the riverfront. I'm happy for you. That's awesome. We just had another tragedy over the summer happen. National news, little 3-year-old stabbed to death in a parking lot. You worked with his dad. Was that the little one that got stabbed by the woman? The woman that went running across the parking lot and stabbed? I also haven't covered cases in, well, all summer. But that's one that I remember. You don't think that he snapped? That's the one. Oh my gosh. What is happening with this world? People are, and I don't, in my opinion, think people make it any easier on each other. Like, I just feel like because everyone's kind of got some form of a struggle, they just kind of say, like, they allow it to rub off on other people and don't even consider how it could affect them. Okay, so I'll show you this one. This has the news anchor that talks a little bit throughout it, and this is what they were given of the police chase portion of it, and not the very back end, though. You will see him pull into the area up by the different, like, restaurants and businesses, but then they cut the camera, which makes sense because they showed us a little bit in the press conference. And we also don't hear the 911 calls or audios, but as they said in the press conference, that they had been getting requests for it. So could more be released? Maybe. I don't know if I could stomach to listen to any more than the 3 minutes that they played. That was, oh man. You do think that he snapped. Yeah. That poor baby. How do you get over that? I just can't stop on hearing, I don't want to go to heaven today. Okie, I know. Oh, I know. I'm right there with you. I don't want to hear more of it either, Nicole. Yeah. Nothing like not covering true crime for more than half a year, probably close to a year now. I don't know. And the first thing I come back with is I get to hear that little girl's voice saying that. Oh, man. Ay. No good. Man. If you guys need a break, please put your mental health first.
Hello, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. We have some updated information and new video in that Amber Alert chase and ultimately deadly situation that took place in Ohio yesterday and ended in Medina Township last night. The father who took the child, the 7-year-old little girl, ended up being shot and killed by authorities in Medina Township, as you can understand, and that this has launched a major investigation into the situation. The little girl, the good news, was safe and unharmed, physically unharmed in all of this. But before we show you the chase video, let's go through some of the details. You can see on the Ohio Amber Alert website that this abduction has been canceled. It was for the 7-year-old little girl who was taken by
well,
but we do now.
So there was what she looked like.
Several times.
Okay.
And here comes that stolen U-Haul with the father and the daughter in that vehicle as they were trying to get him to pull over. We have been told by authorities that he was on the phone with 911 several times with different dispatch, different locations throughout the chase. Basically, the same idea, the communication that he was giving, as you can see him swerving maybe at some of the police vehicles that are in chase here. And as we watch him make his way towards the I-71, again, this was in Brunswick that he was first spotted in the U-Haul. And we do know that it was flock cameras, those cameras that take pictures of license plates looking for stolen vehicles, that found him in the area of Brunswick. And I believe it's just here shortly that he's going to get on 71 and head perhaps actually he's going to take it south now, making a little bit of an illegal turn there. But you're going to see several times throughout this chase that authorities, and you'll what you'll notice is you'll see them trying to use stop sticks. They'll get to a bridge and you'll see perhaps an Ohio State Highway Patrol or a sheriff's vehicle off to the side, and they will try and throw stop sticks to get that U-Haul to blow out its tires. It doesn't work. One of the times it doesn't work, but it does work around the 9-minute mark. I'll let you know we're at about 13, 14 minutes into this. So this is quite a lengthy chase. Doesn't ever seem to be going extremely fast, but you will notice is the cooperation with different departments, the Ohio State Highway Patrol, all knowing that this young girl is in the car, in that U-Haul. He has made calls to dispatch, different dispatch locations, depending on where he is with his cell phone. Ultimately, it was his cell phone that led them to issue alerts in 2 different regions in our state. We're going to have an explainer on this later in the 19 news when we start in 3, 4, and 5 o'clock. But we have determined that some people, even in our own office, who lived in, say, Stark County, they got the original Amber Alert at about 6:30 in the evening. If you lived in the Cleveland area, that's another region that they can send these alerts out to. They don't just send them out to the whole state. They try and keep it regionally. But as his cell phone was pinging, looking to be moving into the Cleveland area, at least the northern section of the state, that's when you may have gotten the Amber Alert at about 8:01 last night. Again, you see different agencies on the side trying to use stop sticks.
Okay, so that might make sense as to why there were different times, because people did end up asking that and saying, why are there different times, or why did you wait so long? I mean, we had that issue in New York State too.
All the way through it.
Not even once, twice actually. We've had that with
Empire is
2 little ones.
To the Ohio-Pennsylvania border. In fact, from Empire, you're probably only about 45 minutes, maybe a half hour to the west of Pittsburgh. And so he had traveled some distance to get all the way up into the Medina area, the Brunswick area, and had his daughter in that U-Haul. That is the scary situation. We do know that eventually the stop sticks work. He's going to get off at the State Route 18 in Medina Township. He's going to wind in and out of some businesses there. We've got about 2 minutes before he hits the stop sticks that I think actually work. We'll make sure we get back to the video there. We'll show you. There is Empire, is just to the west of Pittsburgh, and you can see he had traveled quite a distance. And we'll get back to this the dash cam video now. Ultimately, this is going to end when he pulls into an Arby's in Medina Township. There was a standoff. Officials say they did try to negotiate with Charles Alexander to give up. And eventually shots were fired and Alexander was killed, 43 years old. The sad situation on this is that not only is he putting his 7-year-old daughter's life at risk, we understand that this was her birthday and that he was eventually shot and killed by authorities. That a very sad state here. We're going to let you watch the chase play out here as it gets onto I-71 here in the Brunswick area and ends up ending in the Medina area.
Yeah, I was going to say, you get to hear a lot of the audio from over their scanner. I'm looking. Unfortunately, I'm looking for a speed, but we're not watching a California chase, so I don't know what speeds they were going. As you can tell, there's a lot. Oh, here you go. So that was them saying there's a juvenile in the vehicle. So I'll bring it forward because they got a lot of it on here. Then the anchor will talk some more. And they're talking again. I mean, look at how many, I don't know how that paused, but look how many of them are coming up just right now. But I'm telling you, when they pull into the plaza, holy police force. Okay, missing people in America. Thank you, Audacity.
And it's right here that you can see the stop sticks finally worked. You'll see, actually, that was the first attempt that I believe they didn't work. And in about another 45 seconds, that other Ohio State Highway Patrol that you saw race up, he's going to be on another bridge coming up shortly. And they attempt the second time. You'll see flashing lights on the right-hand side when they get to a bridge. And the second time, look for the debris after he runs over the sticks. You'll see what's left of either his tires or the stop sticks themselves sort of scatter or blow up all over the highway here. It'll be in the video here just coming up.
Hey, Jonathan. I'm kind of I don't know what's a rare animal that doesn't come out often. It's rare to catch a glimpse of them. That's what I feel like has been me for the past year with my channel. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. And even so, look, what do we got for the time? 14 into 24? Right. So he goes a good, well, we'll see when the sparks start, but pretty close to 10 minutes. Good amount of time with the sparks flying before he decides to pull up into the plaza. But here, let me pull us forward a little bit. Oh, what I was going to say too, I'm going to leave the link with you as well. And that way, if you guys want to watch this all the way through all the things without me interrupting it or fast forwarding it, you will be able to do that too.
I believe it's coming up here. You see the flashing lights on the right-hand side.
Yep.
I'm going to take this banner down.
Which you wouldn't think he would.
I believe it's here that the stop sticks actually work. You'll see a Ohio State Highway Patrol. They're running up on the side. Now look for on the
right there.
the left side of the screen there.
Yep.
You see some tire pieces, maybe the rest of the stop stick.
That's 16
now
minutes
that
in.
his U-Haul is losing tire pieces, it's becoming apparent he's going to need to try and get off of the highway.
So there's the sparks already.
That's how disabled this vehicle is, that U-Haul is, after hitting those stop sticks.
And to even think of hearing her little voice say, "I was scared," like you know, she trusts her daddy and loved him too, because she said like, "I was scared for a minute back there, or I was scared for a second or something," and
Eventually he's going to end up in the parking lot of a fast food place. Negotiations continue.
there's a lot
while, but then
to this that he'll never get to tell.
just exactly who fired first.
I don't think he made any good decisions yesterday at all.
Medina County Sheriff's Department. But it ultimately ended with the return fire from the Medina County Sheriff's Department, from possible SWAT team members, and the father in this case, Charles Alexander, was shot and killed, and his 7-year-old daughter escaped tragedy. In fact, the captain for the Sheriff's Department said, in quote, "The child is okay, thank God, and a tragedy has been escaped."
That makes more sense too, that statement. A tragedy has been escaped. Obviously, like sparing her life. Now that we see really just how close. Oh man, this is truly so tragic. Oh boy. All right, so here's where you're seeing him get off and start to go to slower roadways, and then he'll pull up into Plaza, and then eventually I'll come to a stop there, and then I think you hear them say that shots have been fired. I think is the last thing they say, and then it'll cut it off, and then we pick up where the press conference showed us. I'll turn the volume back up.
Amazing amount of sparks being thrown off of the rim on that stolen U-Haul. Again, the scary situation here, knowing that this is a man who has called at different 911 locations with his cell phone as he went through different jurisdictions, making threats, and we knew he was armed. And so you have police dealing with this situation, first responders dealing with a father making threats, knowing that his 7-year-old daughter is in that U-Haul.
Right twist? Yeah. Now watch the amount of law enforcement just to every turn. Look at them on the left coming from the straightaway there, and then you're going to see him even coming up from the other side as well, or down technically, I guess it would be. See, right here, there. They were going to block off the road there. Oh yeah. He's stopping. And then they put us on her picture. Like I said, I don't want you to
Released
do that.
physically on the different 9.
It never fails. But anyways, you know what my intention is with not continuing to put her picture out there. I think that she's gonna have far enough to overcome in life, and I don't know. To me, I just think it's insult to injury to have these children grow up and be questioned, whether it be by employment that they try to get, or a college, or simply just other peers at school, and say, "Hey, were you the one that got stolen? Did your dad do?" Like, forget about it. For me, forget about it. I don't want to contribute to that. So, there's that fine line of putting out awareness when it's needed, but once it's been achieved, if the child unfortunately loses their life, I'll leave the post up. But if it's a child that was able to be found and located safely, then my own personal choice is to try to minimize the digital footprint that's being left in cases like this. But they said that they had 2 different ones because he was traveling. I believe it was one Amber Alert in Umpire, Ohio, then another in Cleveland because he lives up that area. Yet the way that it sounded too was that it was put out that way. It's a much different kind of chase when a child's involved. Yep. I don't know. I mean, yes, but I think even so with me, like, I don't really get too wild and cheering on, like, yeah, because I lost the first love of my life to a car accident. And it's anything can happen. And when vehicles are going excessive speeds, kind of like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, the one that I covered, and the lady was driving so fast, and yep, got to watch live that this lady lost her life. And I don't know. So now if they're going speed and whatever, sometimes I'll like cheer for the police to get them right in the pit maneuver, but I don't know. I don't ever get too wild with it. With how Ellie acts, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. And that's like kind of an indicator sometimes for us too. For me, I had a feeling there had to have been a lot to it that they weren't speaking on it last night. They would say that she was found and she was safe, and that's really all that they would. I mean, they even had one article, what they got from the police was that they were like still looking for him, which clearly wasn't the case. And you could tell that they definitely were, I assumed, doing a lot more of the investigating with it. And I didn't know if it was to do with whether the gunfire was coming or going, or something like that. But now it makes sense once they showed a portion of the audio from the dispatch as well as inside. Ooh. And that makes sense too, by the way, that there was a drone, because I didn't understand what with the gun he was pointing. And I'm like, how does he know that we're watching him? Like, is there a camera sitting right there? But it made sense after. But yeah. Oh yeah. Nicole, you're right though. It's all hands on deck. Chewy. Yeah. Do you think that he was headed towards home? With the schedule we work, I think that he just keeps a small apartment up here and kept his house down. That's what a lot of people end up doing. Okay. And you just cross over, right? Wow. Yeah, let me see. I'm wondering which one. When I first put mine out, I'll tell you in a second here if I can get to it in a decent time here. So when I first put it out, does it say Empire? Be on the lookout for an abducted child from Jefferson County, Ohio. Child was last seen at 1108 Midway Street, Empire, Ohio. The suspect believed to be driving a 2018 dark gray Ford F-150 pickup with Ohio license plate number. Suspect has been identified as Charles Alexander, 43-year-old white male, 5 feet 8 inches, 205 pounds, brown hair. Last seen wearing abducted child, 7, and then her description. And if you have info to contact Jefferson County Sheriff, was the original one that was, at least when I got it through the Amber Alert system. And then from there, I think that's the only place. Yeah, that original info is where I got that from, because there wasn't anything out at that point yet. Then the update ended up being that the truck had been located, that it was in fact the non-custodial father, and that the F-150 that they were believed to be in before, no go. They had found it, located it, it was unoccupied, and that he was then believed to be in the 26-foot U-Haul, and they gave the plate on that as well. And then an updated alert said that she was located, but the father was at large. And then as I was hearing more, I was going to update it until I'm still waiting, like what's going to happen. And I saw there'd be a press conference, and then just gave the third update that's on there. But like I said, within 24 hours ish, I'll take down that post. I wish that YouTube would allow us to edit photos, unless they do, like on your phone or something. Any other channel holder that knows whether you're able to? I don't know how to do that, but I know sometimes it's different on your phone, and I normally use a laptop or a PC, and I can't like delete a photo once it's already on there, or I just got to make a brand new post. So if there's any way to do that, I would love that, because that's my biggest downfall and complaint with the way that it's set up on here with the YouTube anyway. Okay, so I'm on Facebook right quick. Hold on one second. 20 minutes worth. Yep. Okay. Oh, that's loud. Okay. I'm going to give more than fair warning. And anybody that doesn't want to hear it, and I don't blame you, and I may in fact end up having to even mute my own sound, turn my sound down if I can't handle it. But it's 20 minutes. Audacity said from, it was the Amber Alert Live. Hold on one second. Let me listen really quick. She said the dispatch. I'm just trying to hear real quick if it's just the scanner. It is. To me, right, Audacity? Is that, if you're still in here? Is that what it sounds like to you? He made post on his Facebook. He just wanted to have her for her birthday, and he'd take her back in the morning. Oh, to please leave them be. Oh, man. Yeah. His last video. Yeah. Are you on Discord? If not, you can email me. I don't know which way is the easiest way for you. So I'm going to bring you guys to this audio over here. It's 20 minutes, but it is not. I was thinking his calls to dispatch. That's not what I'm hearing. I hear what sounds to be the scanner communication. So that would still be dispatch, right? But not with him. Could some things be being relayed that'll be hard to hear? I would imagine probably. So I just want to be sure to say that. And gonna open this up right quick too, and then bring you over. But I just want you guys to know for sure, and that way, if you choose to that's something you want to hear, I encourage you absolutely don't listen. Don't. It's not worth it. Really, truly, take care of your mental health. Okay. In the meantime, while I'm getting this, did you guys hear about? Took about like 24 hours to finally come out. A little bit more info on it, but about the vehicle that intentionally rammed people with the vehicle in China. And he ended up killing. I have to go relook again because off the top of my head, I don't remember, but I know it was a lot. They did say that there wasn't much on it. Now there is starting to be news that's come out about it, more details about the person and why, which is, I don't know if the reason to me doesn't seem, I don't know, it seems kind of a lot to do. The incident. He's 60 years old. He was discovered in his car with a knife with wounds on his neck that was thought to be self-inflicted. And he was unconscious, and then he was receiving medical care. But they say he was dissatisfied with the split of financial assets in his divorce, at least according to a preliminary investigation. But again, I don't know how much is. I've seen video from it on X. That's the only place, but I can't tell what's really from that incident, and I don't know what they're saying. So, but at least 35 were killed in a car ramming incident. So 35 dead and 42 injured. That's why I just think of Daryl Brooks and then multiply it. It's awful. Wow. Okay. Let me hook you up right here then. Oh, also, I'm going to grab that link and drop it for you as well. Oh, here. Okay.
Her, squeezing her. She is sitting to his right, and he's kind of pulling her toward him.
Monville Chief, did I hear which seating position in the front seat is he in? Our snipers need to know.
This is from the chopper. They're both kind of sitting in the middle of the cab, and then he is closer to the driver's side, and she's closer to the passenger side. But they're both sitting kind of in the middle of that bench seat. His cell phone is on his left knee, and he's got his right arm around her shoulders.
We got it.
He's on the phone with somebody right now. His cell phone's on his left knee, and he's talking to somebody.
He's on the phone with Medina Dispatch. Medina Police Dispatch.
We're going to reposition to see if we can get you some more info real quick, but he's sitting there. They're both, like I said, in the middle of the cab. He's got his right arm around her shoulders, kind of hugging her up against him. And she is to his right side. She is closer to the passenger side, and he is closer to the driver's side. But they are both in the middle of the cab. ahead.
There's a Fairfield Inn northwest on East Point between 18 and the Arby's. That could be command post.
Okay, we'll figure out when we get there. I'm 10 minutes now.
922 to 1830, and any commanders responding. The sheriff from Medina County said the Brown Derby. Use the Brown Derby. That's where he wants the command post set up. He's got his command post coming.
Okay, I'm Brown Derby. 257, number 1. Go for the chopper.
Trying to set up communication so you go direct with the SOC.
Okay. We're on Post 18's channel right now.
What channel are you on so we can advise them? They do get marked, but I'm not sure which one.
We're on Post 18's channel, the March channel for Post 18, the Cleveland Post. In his left hand, he'll scroll on the phone, and then he will then point the gun at the female. He's going up to scroll on the phone about every 3 to 5 seconds with the gun in his hand, and then he will bring the gun back and point it at the female.
Medina Township's chief is on the phone with the suspect.
Let him know we have a hostage negotiator available to talk if we need.
Fairly certain I was talking when I was muted.
2530.
Thank you, Jeffrey. If I was muted, thank you, Jeff.
Is the hostage negotiator. He's on the south side of the Bob Evans on the front door. If you want to be with him.
You get them to respond.
I have them. They should be staged at the Waffle House.
Brown Derby.
We're working on moving the fire here. There might be a safer location closer to where we're at.
Okay. Done.
Who's fire and EMS over to Singer Harley Davidson here on East Point. Far enough away.
Okay, on Harley Davidson.
In the door. Good, then. All right, I need you 71 southbound exit for 18. Stop at the top of the ramp. You're going to move down towards the RB5. That's going to be your best window. Does anybody have the Bearcat yet? Hey, Ben, I'm out here with the SRT sniper. He just needs spotlight, so we're going to get the light on him. He's got a shot. All right. Somebody's even getting that helicopter. Tell them to go over 71 and try and wait during the cab. Copper copies. We'll do our best. We're fighting some wind. It's blowing our light all over the place, but we'll do what we can for you. Take you on a copy. Then you also have a drone with us behind light as well. All units, slow speed is now past this channel. Hey, excellent, anybody in the room. Can you get somebody over to Bob Evans and get a spotlight on the passenger side of that vehicle? We're going to spotlight the driver's side. We're going to spotlight on the passenger side of that vehicle. So they can get to Bob Evans and hit that. 221's moving up. Three.
P1611, he has not called back to his dispatch.
Copy that. Given the P Singleton, DJ Service or QRS, we are on the driver's side behind RVs. 1830, I'll call you. No. That's clear. Copy the QRS. What's the status of this movement right now? That's like. You're still in the vehicle. We can't tell if he's the driver, the passenger, or there's movement inside the vehicle. I'm working on getting 1618 on that exit ramp. If we can get him in the barricade, it'll be elevated. That's clear. 1618, what's your status? I'm on the 71 ramp with PSR2. We got ramp on him right now. That's clear. Ellis, you need to kill disregard. X9, are you set up? You get him on the spot for SRT. CPS whole team ready to go. We've got him covered with 3. That's correct. Dispatcher, we still on the phone with you.
Negative.
So we're going to try and keep lights off them until you guys are ready. The lights escalated last time, so let's let us know when you're ready to go. Sniper, say you. Sniper, we got another shot fired.
So I'm going to say at this part, viewer discretion advised. That I don't know what maybe could be heard on any of this, or what details will be stated. So just be aware.
Air to ground, I believe. Okay. Execute, move, execute. Watch, crossfire. Child accepted. Child out. Ambulance, we need the armies. Ambulance, come on out. Child accepted. See, the order's been executed. He's in the arms of SWAT. Go to the kid. 922, let's get another ambulance en route to my location at the Arby's. We got one with the child. We'll send another one up for the male. Second ambulance, come on up. Come on up.
If I had been listening to this live, I would have been worried right then when they're saying one for the child and send up another one. I would have been out of my mind. Yeah. But I'm sure it was just to be sure, right? Get her checked out. And at that point, they were uncertain themselves.
LST, you gotta come right through there. You gotta come right through this entrance. Whoever OSP cruiser is watching. Move that. Do not move any other cars in that thing.
Yeah, but
I
that,
cannot understand what he's saying.
the victim is going to be in med 4. Victim's in med 4.
Clear.
257 Medina, can we get LSD up here?
They're not.
LSD's coming. Oh, your car's in the way. Remove it.
Eventually, the mother didn't, or evidently, the mother didn't trust him enough to take the daughter. Mm. Mm. Which, I mean, if he, depending what statements he had made, or
922 Cleveland. LSD Medic 1's on scene for the male.
or what all was going on with his mental health, I could understand, but it almost sounds,
LSD can disregard.
it almost sounds like it was a possible parental alienation even prior to this, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Very tragic. The long breaks in this audio are tragic too.
Maybe 30 Medina.
Go ahead.
If anyone's got the roads shut down anywhere, they can delete traffic up on 71.
Okay.
The C is secure.
Scene is secure. And they had canceled that other ambulance too.
You're forgiven. So it's really good.
I don't know. There's a whole lot more. Probably not.
Okay, here.
Oh.
I'll say that question.
Bradley.
Just to let you know, we're okay here.
Clear, thank you.
Hmm. Yeah. No, doesn't look like much more, if any. Okay. Well, that wasn't 30-second long, and it won't let me send it in email or Discord. It says it's too long. Oh, I got a video. I think it, well, from someone. From someone. I don't know. Let's see if the someone is. That's really strange, though. Found you on Facebook and sent it. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, maybe that's what that was. Yes. Okay. That was good thinking. Good thinking on your part, for sure. Here, let me look. And I think every time I see a Facebook, I assume it's Discord. Until I can't find it on Discord. And I'm like, where did this go? Okay, let me see.
Look, my daughter. Jefferson County, you did this.
Oh, wow.
You did this because you took my daughter. The only thing I've ever had is my daughter. I've lost 2 children.
Oh, wow. Hang on, I'm just trying to make sure this isn't showing any. thing that I don't want it to show.
Because you took my daughter. Jefferson County, you did this. You did this because you took my daughter. The only thing I've ever had is my daughter. I've lost 2 children. You think I'm losing a third?
Oh.
Ashley, I gave you time after time chance. Now you're going to know what it's like. And it didn't have to be like this because I love this girl so much.
All right.
And the fact that you made me do this, I hope you wake up every day and ask yourself how it could have went different.
Oh, wow.
Ashley, Alexander, Matthews, whatever. You did this. You did this because you took my daughter. Jefferson County, you did this. You did this because you took my daughter. The only thing I've ever had is my daughter. I've lost 2 children. You think I'm losing a third? Ashley, I gave you time after time chance. Now you're going to know what it's like.
So I'm just
And
trying
it
to
didn't have
download
to be like
quick.
this because I love this girl so much. And the fact that you made me do this, I hope you wake up every day and ask yourself how it could have went
All right.
different. Ashley, Alexander, Matthews, whatever. You did this. You did this because you took my daughter.
Okay. Let me just bring it over to StreamYard and yeah. Isn't it sad? Like she's like right there. Let me see which makes the most sense. Here. Her little whimpers. Man, I have got a lot of stuff saved on here. Holy moly. Wow. Like too much. Okay. When there's this much stuff that you like takes you 500 hours to. Phew. Okay. I'm going to pull it up. I just want to make sure first really quick though. Let me exit. Does it know how to get out here? No, apparently not. Okay, great. Audacity, I'm just trying to make sure. I don't know, it's like not letting your verse out, but just want to make sure none of the names on that anywhere around that are connected to you, right? I just want to ensure that first and not just assume. Oh, there we go. My Atlanta. Thank you. Okay, so I just, wow. So earlier in the night, Charlie had put, Ashley has taken my kids, my kid, hold on, taken my kid 3, find no one cares, 3 months at a time, Amber Alert when I do it, whatever happens, I don't think that is important, tonight, is a direct result of Jane someone, maybe that's not someone, I'm not sure, and I'm assuming it is though, and Jefferson County crooked system. And then 9 minutes before, I guess I should say before whoever ended up screenshotting this, right? And that one, I just want to spend her birthday together. She will be dropped off tomorrow. for another police unit. Hang on. Tomorrow, if another police unit engages me, probably if another police unit engages me, you are going to change my mind. All I wanted was help for the last month on this case. A dozen attorneys turned me down. Now all of a sudden, everyone cares. My ex should have spent more time being a co-parent and less time being Hanlon's puppet. I don't know if that's like a new relationship sheet. I don't know who that is. It's the same name that was in the last comment I read. And then it goes on to say, I love this girl more than any of your lives. Don't make me, probably, prove it. But it just says, don't make, prove it. Just leave us alone until morning. Ugh. Ah. Okay. 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 Awesome. Good. Thank you. Thank you. That's good to know. Thank you so much. Okay. Here, I'm gonna pop this up for you guys. This is a video that you could hear.
Ashley, Alexander, Matthews, whatever. You did this. You did this because you took my daughter. Jefferson County, you did this. You did this because you took my daughter. The only thing I've ever had is my daughter. I've lost 2 children. You think I'm losing a third? Ashley, I gave you time after time chance. Now you're going to know what it's like. And it didn't have to be like this because I love this girl so much. And the fact that you made me do this, I hope you wake up every day and ask yourself how it could have went different. Ashley, Alexander, Matthews, whatever. You did this. You did this because you took my daughter. Jefferson County, you did this. You did this.
Okay, so yeah, thank you, ladies. Prosecutor, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. What did I say, boyfriend? It's worth a shot. Hey, Annabelle. How you doing? You're listening well at work. Hope work's going well for you. Wow. It's getting crackles. Uh-oh. It happens when I talk and play stuff too. Thanks, Nicole. Sorry. All right, well, I'll wrap it up. If you guys can hear me, kind of. I'll wrap it up, but I don't know that there'll be any other updates. Like I said, there might be if a news outlet or really anyone ends up FOIAing for the full police, like the actual 911 calls that he made, that might still come out. They didn't say they wouldn't put the full thing out. They just said that people had been asking, and so they kind of compiled from each of the different places that were called and just did like a 3-minute segment of it. And then at the very end, they showed some of the police chase, and then inside the cab where they had a drone. So, and again, if that were to come out, and I will definitely, you'll have warning. You'll definitely know what it is before you go clicking on it, and or I'll just go live so I can be sure I'm telling you in advance. But other than that, I don't know that there'd be anything further, other than to please just keep definitely the 7-year-old, as well as her entire family, her loved ones, his family and his loved ones, in your thoughts, prayers, good vibes, anything positive. I'm sure that they can all use it. I hope you're doing all right, Audacity. I know that these things hit different when they're close to home. They hit different. I thank you so much for sharing with us too, so we have a better understanding. Please do a live with other updates. Oh, and like other cases? Like our other cases we've covered? No crackles for you? I'm so used to being told I crackle. I could destroy like all of my headsets and earbuds and all of the things. When someone's like, "You're crackling," I'm like, "You're gonna crackle if you tell me that one more time." I'm so impatient about it. Yes. Okay. I do have some. I do have some. Aw, I miss you too. Grandma Cherry, when are you going live again? I miss your lives. And I thought I missed your Halloween one. Snap, crackle, pop. Jeffrey. And then I gave a stupid giggle. I was about to pick on you and be like, "Oh, you're throwing out them dad jokes." But then I had a stupid laugh, so we're even. Oh man, that's a lot though. I'll tell you that. I didn't expect to like not really go on my channel all these months, and then this is what I start up with. Heavy stuff. Please take care of yourselves, everyone. And if you are getting down or feeling any kind of way, and reach out. If you know it's you don't want it to be someone in your personal life of a loved one, or you can always use any of the helplines, and they go through during my stream, but they're in the description as well. I have an assortment of things in there as well, but like some different petitions. Are they technically yeah, we're going with petitions to sign that are really important cases, really, but like Oakley Carlson to help out with her. There's quite a few different things in the description, so take a look if you haven't before. I still have more things I have to add. I don't know. Been so busy with all my time off of YouTube for the past year. But I appreciate y'all. Thanks, Annabelle. Thanks for coming and supporting me, everyone. I really appreciate it more than you know. Thank you, mods. Very appreciative. All right, y'all. I will turn my computer on for you. Okay. All right. Oh, why do I got a stupid giggle all of a sudden? What is going on? Can I stop? All right, y'all. I appreciate you. Thanks. I'll see you soon. That was the end of the music. That would have been perfect if I wasn't messing around. Okay, bye for real this time, you guys. All right, bye.